All right, round two of the, I don't know what I'm calling it, but today we're going to do a big old roast, or beef tenderloins, just a whole beef tenderloin, pick up anywhere. With that meat, we're going to do some sweet potato fries, which are very good, we eat a lot of, and just as a simple zucchini side to eat up all the zucchini that I still left in my refrigerator. Sorry about all the zucchini, but I gotta get rid of this stuff. The beef tenderloin, we're going to get that in the oven first. Got my oven preheated to 500. Now what we're going to do is we're going to sear it on 500 for a little while, maybe 10 minutes. Theoretically, it's supposed to sear the outside a little bit and keep it more juicy on the inside. After we sear it, we'll cut the heat back and just cook it until it's as hot as we want it on the inside. Good thing about this is we can leave it pretty rare on the inside if you like that. Just use a standard meat thermometer and check I really don't know what time because all these things are different. It just sort of depends on how big, how thick they are. But I just stick the meat thermometer in and shoot for I think about 150 in the middle. But season it any way you like. I'm going to just use. It's really good with just salt and pepper. So I'm just gonna salt and pepper the outside of this thing real good. Of course, using my sea salt. It's not like it penetrates real deep, so. Alright, you can use just a cookie sheet. If you got a roasting pan, that's fine. I use a cookie sheet with a little rack, but even if you don't have one of these little racks, just get you some celery sticks or carrots or something. Just lay in there. You just want to keep it up off the bottom. If you don't, it'll kind of burn the bottom, and you want the juices kind of drip out rather than it just to sit in there, because you'd like the thing browned as much as possible around the outside. And that's it. We can put a little Mrs. Dash on it, and it also kind of depends on what you're going to do with it. Tonight we're just going to slice it up and eat it. I'm going to eat mine with a little horseradish sauce on top. But tomorrow I'll probably end up making some really good tacos or something out of leftovers, or you slice it up for salads, or God forbid sandwiches if you eat bread. One sandwich. So that's going right in the oven at 500. Then we're going to do just some simple baked sweet potato fries. They're really good. You can season them a bunch of different ways. I'll tell you the way we do it. This could be a little hard to judge, but it's supposedly, I know this is a bad carb, but it ain't fried white potato, so I'm cool with it. A third of a sweet potato, you can see how they vary in size, but it's around a third of a sweet potato is going to be one block. We're not going to eat all these tonight. I don't know, I'll let y'all figure that out. A third of the sweet potato is a block, so just cut your fries up, kind of keep track of what you started with, and then you can just divvy it up on the plate and you're done, and sort of keep up the blocks. So. Got those all julienned up. The roast is going good, or the tenderloin is going good. All right, we got about, we had 2 potatoes, so I'm just going to say there's 6 blocks of carbs in here. We probably won't eat them all at night, but I can keep track. I'm not going to pick them up. All we're going to do, we're going to throw all these in a big mixing bowl. We're going to get a wee bit of the olive oil. The only thing it really does is make whatever seasoning you're using stick to them. You don't need a ton. I'm going to use a little bit of seasoned salt. And then I'm going to go with this salt-free Mrs. Dash, which is pretty good. I don't know if everything goes on, but a little bit more zone-friendly than
Speak up, our smart fan has come on.
And I'm going to go with a touch of chili powder. Just because. It doesn't matter what you put on them. Potatoes have so much taste on their own, unlike the big white potatoes. Something a little spicy is usually good. I even thought about maybe cutting up a chipotle pepper and kind of mixing it in there. That might be good, but we'll just go with this for right now. So our beef's been doing this thing on 500 in the time it took me to get that cut up.
Which is about how long?
I don't know. It's been about 10 minutes. We're searing pretty good. I'm going to let that go. I'm going to let that go for about 5 more minutes, but after I feel like it's got a good searing on the outside, I'll just cut that oven back to about 350 and stick these in with it. So we're just going to spread these out. on a tray. These will probably need to cook for about 25-30 minutes. I do like to take them out about halfway through and just kind of mix them up, flip them over with a spatula. They're not going to be real crispy like fries, you know, that you deep fry them are, but I like them. And if you flip them up a little bit, it'll help them kind of get browned out a little bit more even. While all this stuff's going, I'm going to go ahead and start with getting my zucchini ready. Zucchini and squash have a lot of moisture. It works good on some things, but I like to kind of take the moisture out. You can do that very easily. All I'm going to do with this tonight is I'm just going to cut up some, you know, big circles with it. I might go back and slice them, but I think I'm going to leave it big tonight. Are we recording?
Yep.
All right, so I got my zucchini, and I'll show you how to sweat that in a minute. I'm going to say that's 2 blocks. It's going to hurt to measure in here, but that's about 2.5 cups. It's 1 1/4 cup. And then I'm going to go ahead and dice up this whole red onion.
Okay.
Sweat the zucchini now. I'm going to dump it all in a colander, but I'm actually going to use the basket that comes with my salad spinner because I want to get all this salt that I'm about to put on here off after it's done its job of drawing out the moisture in this zucchini. But if you just salt this stuff down pretty good, the salt will wick away a good bit of the water that's stored in this zucchini. And it just makes it cook a little better to me. Since it's so much water, it can kind of get a little mushy in the pan. This sort of helps keep from having zucchini soup when you're done sauteing. And this doesn't take very long. You can see it doing its thing. After this kind of dried up a little bit, I'll just rinse all this salt off and then put it in my salad spinner real quick and try to get as much moisture out of there as I can. The last of the vegetable ingredients we're using our little zucchini stir fry is just going to be, I'm going to use 2 garlic cloves. I really like garlic. It's a, you know, it's a 9-count on your carb list, but adds a whole lot of flavor without having to salt things up really good. I peel these, I just lay them flat and kind of smush them with the blade of my knife, and just cut the ends off and pull them out. These will end up getting chopped up real fine. But on the beef though, my grocery store's been wrapping this stuff. I don't know when they started this garbage. They wrap it up in cellophane where it comes in like vacuum seal packs, and it's so bloody and it stinks. And if it's got the styrofoam tray with a diaper under it, that's a lot better. Call it a little meat diaper. It soaks up all the blood. You got to take that stuff out of those cellophane wrappers and really wash it. I've heard some people even soak it in like salt water or buttermilk or something. But I'll just give it a really good rinsing under the tap. I just gotta wash that blood out because it will. When finished product, when it comes off the grill or out of the oven, you'll taste it. I don't know, like I said, I don't know why they started doing that or what was wrong with the little meat diaper, but I don't like it. It's a big problem. I set about 400 on this meat and these fries. It'll take a while. And it's not going to hurt anything. It's not going to hurt the meat. Just keep an eye on your temperature with your little thermometer. And like I said, we're shooting for about 140, 150. I'm going to go a little bit. I don't know. 140 would be good if you like it real rare, because that way when you go to slice it up, if you want to like say cook tacos or anything, if you want to cook it again, it'll be nice and rare for you. So it doesn't get too done if you go to make something like tacos or, you know, something like that. But it works out good. The thing I did want to say is, I don't know if y'all got iPads, computers, whatever. What?
Can't see it.
I'm gonna bring it up.
Okay.
This CrossFit journal, I'm a member of. It's like 35 bucks. It'll probably be 25 bucks a year. Do it because there's so much information on it. The recipes, some of which I'll steal for other versions of this. But recipes, you know, our exercises we do in the gym. God, it's an endless supply of information. But this was actually a free download. This is the CrossFit Journal number 21, and it goes over the whole entire paleo or really zone meal plan. And it's a really short article, and it was a free download at the time, and I'm assuming it probably still is. I mean, it's got all your stuff blocked out. Just download it. Get on the website, download it. It gives you some meal plans, which I don't do because I don't eat half this stuff. But it tells you all the blocks for everything you're working with, the good carbs, the bad carbs. It simplifies this whole zone thing down way more than reading that whole 300-page book on zone. one of the best, one of the best things I found on the CrossFit Journal. But it was free for me. I'm sure it's still probably free. Get on there and download it. You won't regret it. This takes for flipping ever to get this big hunk of beef cooked, but it's not like we're working. We're not doing anything. We're just checking the thermometer every, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes or so. But we're at about 130 degrees. We'll get there in about another 15 minutes, I hope. All right.
What you drinking there?
Organic apple juice.
You're recording.
Perfect.
How do you know when they're done?
You taste them, and when they taste
And we're
good,
talking about what?
egg fries. Here we go. This is what we're gonna have when we're done. Like I said, not real crispy, but they're a little crispy. God, they're so much better than regular fries. Really. I mean, you don't have to dip them in anything. They're not loaded with the fat. It's the sweet potatoes, which supposedly is a little bit better of a carb than the plain old white potatoes. And just a great side all around. Goes with everything. I did me some sweet potatoes. So we're good with those. We're gonna let those sit for a minute. This is our, you can see the water dripping. You can see the water dripping off these zucchini. That just the salt, it really does. I don't know if you can see the water on it, but it sweats a lot of this moisture out that the zucchini has in it, and it's just gonna cook so much better this way. So now I'm gonna do this because this is really salty. I'm gonna take and just give this a little spritzing with the water. It won't take back on the water. We're going to rinse all the salt off. Then I'm going to get my salad spinner out, which is a great investment if you guys don't have one. What we'll use is original.
CrossFit workout for the day?
Yep. 5 rounds of that. 9. This is all we got off of that. So I had 2 blocks of zucchini I was working with. I've got about 1.5 blocks of this onion here. All we're going to do with this stuff, a little tiny bit of oil just to keep it from sticking. This is getting a lot of our fat in there too. We'll add this stuff up. First thing we're going to throw in there is onions. They take a little longer than the zucchini does to cook. Onions take a good while. We're good and hot on this oil here. We're going to add these, add the onions first. Let them do their thing. Onions, when they cook, will caramelize, I guess because of the sugar that's in them. I pretend like I act like I know what I'm talking about. I don't know why, but they do. They'll kind of they'll start to dirty up your pan. But that is all good, and I'll show you how to deal with that in just a minute. But those have been cooking about 3 minutes. The last thing I'm going to add is the garlic, because it doesn't take the garlic very long at all. Next, I'm going to go ahead and drop these zucchinis in. Just spread these out. These have been going about another 2.5 minutes here. I don't want these to cook down where they want. I like my crunch with my zucchini here, especially when they're cut up like this. I don't know. You can eat them raw, but get them done a little bit more. We just kind of want to keep stirring them and doing their thing. Now we're going to go ahead and add our garlic. And that is a lot of garlic. These onions and this garlic will caramelize the pan. You can't really see it on this non-stick pan. But they do. And we can get rid of all that with a tad bit of white wine. Pour that in and we let it do its thing. It's going to boil out very quickly. We want to boil all that out. See? All right, we're good on our meat. All we're going to do tonight is just make some little slices. All right, so we're done. We've got a good 4-block plate here, less probably 1 block of fat that I'll make up with some almonds or some almond butter. She's good with her 3-block plate. The only thing extra I added is I love me some horseradish sauce. I'll put a little horseradish sauce on my beef here, and we got our thing. I hope it works out for you guys.